When it comes to romantic relationships, narcissists tend to be envious, entitled. They have a need for praise, attention, admiration, and a massive need for control. They tend to use manipulation tactics and mind games to control the narrative, to shift the blame, and to never ever accept any responsibility for their bad behavior. I'm Lise Leblanc, therapist, author, and life coach, and today I'm talking about 7 ways that the narcissist assesses and tests potential romantic partners before getting into a relationship with them. And stick around until the end because I'm going to talk about one simple tip to create your own little test right from the beginning to make sure that your potential partner isn't a narcissist. From the outside looking in, people often wonder how in the world can someone tolerate such psychological and emotional abuse? But the thing is, when you're in this type of relationship, you don't even recognize what's happening to you. And it's not until you're out of the relationship that you begin to understand what you've experienced. So here are the 7 tests. Number 1 is buy-in. The narcissist will test whether you buy into their false narrative. They will paint an idealized, exaggerated version of themselves, showcasing their talents and achievements to test whether you'll readily accept and admire them without questioning the authenticity of their claims. Now, covert narcissists may take a different approach. They may play the victim, sharing stories of all of their mistreatment and all of their hardships to gauge how easily you believe them and buy into that narrative. Narcissists at their core need others to uphold their false sense of self and fantasy version of reality. So before moving on with you as a partner, they want to make sure that you will buy in fully. Although both covert and grandiose narcissists have different ways to test your buy-in, both have the same goal: to check if you're willing to blindly follow, support, and supply them. Number 2 is they will test your level of investment. A narcissist will immediately assess what their potential partner has to offer in terms of supply. And the most important thing they need to test for is how much of your time, energy, and resources will you invest in them in order to enhance their self-image and provide them with the attention, validation, admiration, and whatever else they require. In other words, they are testing to see how well you will elevate their ego and cater to their every need while ignoring your own needs and everything that is important to you. So you're fully invested in them at the expense of everything that really matters to you. Number 3, they will test your emotional empathy. Narcissistic people test their potential partner's level of emotional empathy because this will be one of the key ways they use to manipulate and control you as the relationship goes on. Covert narcissists usually start with a pity party, playing the victim, guilt-tripping you to see how effectively they can pull on your heartstrings and see to what extent they can get a reaction from you and manipulate you. A grandiose narcissist, on the other hand, is more likely to exaggerate their own emotions to see if you're going to respond with a high level of empathy and jump in to try to make them feel better or fix the problem. Number 4 is the tolerance test. At the start of the relationship, a narcissist will test your level of tolerance to know exactly how much patience you have and how much of their BS you're willing to put up with. And there are several ways that they will test your tolerance. Now, they might breach your boundaries to see if you stand up for yourself or if you'll just roll over and cave into them immediately. They may also test your reaction to criticism. This might start off with a little joke where they criticize something serious that you shared with them and they know you're sensitive about to see how you'll react. The narcissist will also test how you respond to chaos and drama, to make sure that you're willing to jump in, to prioritize them, and to put them above anyone or anything else that matters to you. They want to make sure that you will drop everything and prioritize whatever crisis they're concocting over any other commitments you may have. The key here is to test whether you'll readily accept their bad behavior and whether you'll go to great lengths to avoid conflict and gain their approval. This step is crucial in understanding if you'll tolerate their manipulative tactics, setting the stage for how easily they can control, influence, and manipulate you later on. Number 5 is testing for compliance. So a narcissist will test how easily you submit and comply to whatever desires and demands they have. They need to know that they can influence, manipulate, and control you. This may involve making unreasonable requests just to check whether you're willing to sacrifice your own needs to comply with what they want. If you prove to be compliant, it's a green light for them to proceed. And if you fight back, they may keep testing as long as you've passed previous tests and they still see potential for beating you into psychological submission. Number 6 is loyalty. Narcissists seek unwavering loyalty. And to test this, they may create situations such as conflicts with your best friend or with a family member to see whether you'll take their side and defend them even if they're wrong. They may force you to cut that person out of your life as a show of loyalty to them. Number 7 is testing your memory and cognitive abilities. The narcissist will test and check how sharp you are cognitively. They will check to see whether they can easily confuse you, make you question yourself, whether they can create chaos to change your perceptions, interpretations, memories, and judgments. And if you don't pass their tests, it's not like they're sitting there with a checklist thinking that you failed their test. It's more likely that they will take a victim stance or that they will blame you, thinking something along the lines of, well, if you're not willing to meet my needs, I'm going to find someone who can. So if you're the potential partner and you don't buy into their guilt tripping and other manipulation tactics, they're not thinking to themselves that, you're a strong, sensible person because you're resisting their manipulations. No, instead, they're thinking that you're terribly selfish or maybe abusive, you don't care about their wants and needs, and you're not a good partner. And at this point, you clearly failed their test because at their core, they know that they won't be able to get what they want from you. They know that you're not fully bought in, invested, and willing to sacrifice yourself for them. So they may decide to move on to someone who does pass their tests, if you're lucky. But what they're likely going to tell you is that you're an abuser, you're a terrible person. They are likely going to give you multiple examples of why that's the case, twisting the truth. And this is also part of the test. It might be their last ditch effort to get you to cave in, to get you to take responsibility, apologize, forget about your boundaries, and to prove that you can submit and be fully domesticated. Okay, so as promised, here's a test that you can do to make sure that your potential partner isn't a narcissist or a toxic person. At the beginning of the relationship, set a healthy boundary. For example, communicate that you love a certain hobby, such as, a sport or working out or something like that. And let them know that you want some independence, some time alone to do that certain thing for a certain amount of time each week. The goal here is to see if your potential partner is willing to respect your boundary or if they're going to cross it. Do they try to make you feel guilty for wanting to pursue your interests and maintaining some autonomy? Are they trying to force you to prioritize them and forget about meeting your own needs? Are they going into a fit of jealousy or rage or getting emotionally dysregulated or becoming manipulative when you want to do something by yourself or for yourself? Keep in mind that the boundary needs to be reasonable. Like, it can't be something like, I don't know, spending every Saturday night with your ex. Also, keep in mind that one boundary crossing doesn't necessarily mean you're dealing with a narcissist or toxic person. But if that person reacts strongly to any effort to set boundaries, or if they don't respect your efforts to practice self-care or maintain some independence, to take responsibility for your own needs and your own goals, then you need to think twice about whether you want to invest in someone who is not interested in investing and respecting you. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. For more information about the toxic tactics of a narcissist, please click on the link above.